career as whatever hell I did, that I ever really used my education and apply it to my jobs. Even though I think I learned a lot, and somewhere along the line, some of the things that I've learned I may have used. I just don't think I really applied it to the work I did.
You know, I must say that I learned absolutely nothing. Now, don't forget, I'm going back now 45 years. I learned absolutely nothing in any of my education courses. I didn't start learning how to be a teacher until I got up in front of the classroom. You know, I know that for many of you younger people who are education majors, I know that it's much different now, okay? And I'm glad that it's much different, that a lot of it is hands-on, okay? You are given responsibility with a teacher overseeing everything that you do, and that's terrific. But truth be told, I didn't learn a thing in college when it came to actual teaching.
One of the other things I want to tell you folks is, I guess our last show Monday, we had a lot of technical difficulties also. That's the reason why we're delayed our show today, trying to fix it. Been working on it for a long time. But the other thing is that I'm having a senior moment, and I'm forgetting to what I want to say. I'm watching Mark, and I lost my track of thought. So let's start all over again. Last Monday we had problems with the show, and one of the problems was, which you wouldn't believe it's a problem tonight, is we had callers calling in at the same time. And that we're not that sophisticated yet. We could not accept two calls at the same time. So if you're listening to the show and you don't hear anybody else calling in, please call in. At the same token, if you're listening and somebody else is speaking to us, over Skype or telephone, whatever they might be calling in on, please wait till they get off the line and then call in. We'll be glad to talk to you.
Felix, I just sent out a couple of feelers. One of my sisters said that she doesn't understand, and I'm not sure exactly what she was typing in, but she did say that she was very tired and she was going to bed. I just sent my daughter a text, and I'm hoping that she's still awake because she has to work tomorrow. And I hope that you people are understanding what we're saying, not comprehending, but listening. Okay, as Felix just outlined, we had many problems rolling this show out tonight. So if anybody is listening and you want to give us a heads up, please give us a call at 516-665-1860. Let us know if you're understanding what we're trying to say here.
I'm sorry, Mark.
No.
And also, you can email us if you're phone shy, as a lot of people are. Email us, tell us your thoughts, tell us how the show is going, tell us what you'd like us to talk about, give us some ideas on how you think we can improve the show. You can even say get off the air. That'll improve it. Doesn't matter, but
That's very true. Would you believe I'm phone shy, Felix?
You're phone shy?
Yes, I am. This is my shy side.
Oh, God. And I'm afraid to see what you're...
Well, so am I. So let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
But if anybody has anything to say, remember, this is our radio show about nothing a la Seinfeld. And I hope Jerry Seinfeld does not mind whenever we mention this. We're not being paid, so we can't pay him. But anytime you mention a show like Seinfeld, it's a shout-out and praise to him and George and Julia Louise-Dreyfus and the whole crew, how they managed to make a success out of nothing.
And when we say it's a show about nothing, it's only if nobody is listening to us. But as long as people are listening to us, and especially when they call in, then that's really show. It becomes a much more likable.
No, meaningful program. Broadcast.
Now, one of the things I guess we've probably been speaking about for so long, and everybody's so tired of hearing about it, it's getting to be just overwhelming. What do you think we're talking about?
I don't know. Why don't you tell them? The Affordable Health Care Act.
That's it. I mean, anywhere I turn on TV, radio, I'm hearing something. It's costing more than it's supposed to. How do you know? Because you can't even sign up to find out.
You know, Felix, I said it before. I'll stand on my soapbox and I'll tell you again. Before you start putting this program down, ladies and gentlemen, you have to give it time to work. Yes, it's very difficult to get online. What can I tell you? But the bottom line is you have to give it time to work. Don't start defunding it before it even starts.
Well, I think the big problem is, forget about the program itself. But from what I'm hearing, this show, the Obama show, the Obamacare, was not ready for prime time yet. And that's the problem. They didn't have all the kinks put out yet.
Well, the sad thing is that most of the people that are being questioned said that they didn't know anything about it. Secretary Sebelius said she wasn't sure. She didn't know. The president didn't know. But I remember seeing something very interesting on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, one of my favorite people. Okay, you learn a lot when it comes to humor, about politics. And Jon Stewart happened to point out that when George Bush II rolled out the Medicare Part D, Democrats were not happy with it, but they worked with him and they refined it because they knew it was the law. Nothing like what you see now. I mean, there isn't a single Republican who wants to work with the president when it comes to the Affordable Health Care Act.
John McCain will work with the president.
I don't know, because now, I saw a report today that the nominee for the head of the Fed, Yellen, that John McCain and a bunch of other senators are going to filibuster her appointment.
Well, maybe that has nothing to do with the Obamacare. This is something about this particular,
Well, it has to do with politics, unfortunately.
Well, they don't really.
Remember Chris Matthews in his new book, Tip and the Gipper, said that as much arguing as Ronald Reagan and Tip O'Neill did, come 6 o'clock, they would meet at the bar on the corner, raise a glass, have some peanuts, and work together to try to solve America's problems. You don't have anybody here who wants to work with this president. Absolutely no one.
Not even the Democrats. I'm just kidding. It's a very disjointed government right now.
And that's why in 2014, when they all come up for election in Congress, ladies and gentlemen, do something about it. Don't send the same 90% back to Congress.
People have the power.
That's right. That's right. Listen to Patti Smith. There's a lot to be learned.
But, and like Mark says, and if you don't vote, or if you vote the same way you've always voted, and things are the same as they've always been, just blame yourself.
Isn't that the definition of insanity?
Yeah, vote, just blame yourself.
Do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not going to happen. The only thing that's going to happen is your vote will make the difference if you vote to make a difference.
I don't know.
If that makes sense to you. Okay, we're both sort of stumped. I think we're both.
Well, enough of politics for now. Yesterday was Halloween. Why don't you tell us what you did? Did you Did you attend any parties? Did you go trick-or-treating? You know, in Mexico, it's La Dia del Muerto. It's the Day of the Dead. Evil spirits come out, okay? I asked you to call up and let me know what the origins of Halloween are. No one bothered to call.
That's because nobody, probably people turned on the show at 9 o'clock, didn't hear it, and they walked away. You know, starting 15 minutes later makes a big difference in your audience participation.
You got to stick with us, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we have no way of letting you know that we're going to be late.
Yeah, we're not a professional broadcasting.
No, far from it. We're the equivalent of public access radio. Okay, most of you that have cable are familiar with the public access channels. We're just two wild and crazy guys here sharing our opinions and hoping to get some feedback from our listeners.
And it doesn't look like we're doing it. But anyway, power to the people, as they say, and vote. Go out and vote. I can't say it enough times. You think the people that are running are not important? Every person that's running is important. Because somewhere along the line, every person that's running for an office is going to affect your life somehow. And get into the habit.
It's very true. You know, it starts on a grassroots election. You know, community organizers. Our president was a community organizer. You heard Sarah Palin mention that quite often. You know, what experience did he have? He's a community organizer. Well, the bottom line is you yourselves can become community organizers. Something is wrong, take the bull by the horns and start doing something about it, like Lily Corcoran did last week for Rockaway Rising. She wanted to have people join together to show solidarity, that Rockaway is still here, that Rockaway is going to come back. So what did she do? She worked with people. She had this chain of some 2,600 people holding hands on the beach and in the water. Okay, it raised awareness to the point where our major news stations in New York covered it. Maybe not in depth, but they sent newscasters who interviewed her, Lily Corcoran, and some other people. I believe it was Gandhi who said, "Be the change that you want to see." Okay? If you find that something is not getting done, well, then do something about it.
You know, just remember the next councilman you vote in the state elections may be running as president 20 years from now. Make your choices right. You know, if the future candidates all come from somewhere in politics, you don't have a president that doesn't have a past in politics. They all start somewhere, so don't let the schlepp start somewhere and all of a sudden they're up there. Not a good thing.
Don't let the what?
Schleps.
Schlepp. Oh, okay. Is that a special word?
Yeah. It's a
Is that like a schlemiel?
yeah.
A schlemazel?
Slamazel, that's it.
Okay.
It's like what was those girls from Milwaukee?
Levine and Shiley.
Yeah. Remember that? What was that song?
In fact, if you have cable TV, you could probably catch them on one of the local networks on cable.
And if those of you who don't know who Laverne and Shirley are, you must be a lot younger than us.
No, if you're a lot younger than us, you wouldn't be listening to this show. So, see, that in that respect, we're like the Affordable Health Care Act. We can't get young people to listen to us.
Yeah, I guess. Well, you never. What? You're right.